Move away from Vancouver, Washington if you are into professional sports. Sports are a huge thing to any community. They build fandom and trust and experience shared between many people. What is lacking in Vancouver, Washington is the pro sports here in this area. Vancouver being a suburb of Portland, Oregon, we actually get to utilize Portland and their sports teams, which also is lacking compared to other big cities around the country. Portland has the Trailblazers for basketball and the NBA, and we have the Timbers for the MLS and soccer. Portland is also home to the Thorns, which is in the National Women's Soccer League, and they're another organization that is connected to the Timbers. All three are amazing franchises. We have seen professional lacrosse be played here, and we've had racetracks. So there's been lots of stuff. But for professional sports, it is not a thing here. Youth sports and community sports are definitely rampant throughout the area. You can do baseball, basketball, soccer, volleyball, lacrosse, or football. There's multiple different leagues here in Vancouver for multiple different levels of play. You can go to Vancouver Parks and Rec and go into the Furstenberg or the Marshall Center, and both of those have youth leagues and youth teams there. Southwest Washington Lacrosse League for youth, Hot Shots for basketball. There's multiple Little League teams and even Northwest Futures teams. There's Premier Soccer Leagues. So there's lots of opportunities for kids to play sports and kids to get involved in the community and in any sport that they're interested in. But going to games and going to live shows and tailgating, that's a whole other thing. The colleges we have around the city are more of community or expansion campuses, so there's going to be very little sports there. We do have Vancouver Volcanoes. It is a semi-pro basketball team that plays at Clark College. There is the Ridgefield Raptors that play out in Ridgefield, and they are part of the West Coast League. For gambling people, there's A Sportsbook. So we actually have a casino up in Ridgefield, and they now have a sports book that you can gamble and watch sports and everything, March Madness, NFL, NBA, all the stuff. But with the big leagues, as in, say, NFL or NBA, those are just not as apparent here in the area. The NBA is with the Trailblazers, but being in Vancouver and being in Washington with the Seattle Supersonics now gone, rumored to come back in the future, it's just kind of leaves a little void in this area, which means if you are fans of another team, you are pretty much welcome here. I mean, I'd say the majority of the people, their NFL teams are the Seattle Seahawks around the area, and for the NBA, it's majority it would be the Trailblazers. There are multiple fan bases of all other teams here. In soccer, the Timbers are huge around here. Soccer and the Timbers are probably the best sporting event here in town. It's the most fun. If you haven't been, you have to go check it out. NHL is also on the rise in the area, but that's mainly due to the Kraken team up in Seattle. That is definitely gaining popularity down here. Being in Vancouver, being part of Washington, we definitely get a lot more Washington-focused teams as opposed to Oregon-focused teams, even though we're closer to Portland than we are to Seattle. So it's a kind of a mixed bag between the two. So when it comes to soccer, it's really hard because you have that Cascadia rivalry between the Timbers and the Sounders, and it's a big rivalry and a big thing with the city's really split between the two. But if you're coming from a bigger city with multiple sports and multiple different sports franchises, and you're used to going to those games and those stadiums, it's really going to be lacking in the area, especially in this Portland metro area. So I would advise to move out and go somewhere else if you want more of a sports scene and a sports area here in where you live. it's going to be elsewhere. Thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe to this channel. If you have any questions, please reach out. All my information is down in the description of this video, and I will see you in the next one.